When we were kids, adulthood looked simple. We thought we'd have it all figured out. Clear answers, steady confidence, a life that made perfect sense. We imagined growing up meant finally feeling certain. And yet, here we are, still learning. Adulthood, it turns out, isn't a destination. It's a slow unfolding. Not a fixed identity, but a series of realizations. That's what Gretchen Rubin discovered. In her book, The Secrets of Adulthood, she doesn't offer rules. She shares quiet truths, things that no one really teaches you, but you begin to understand as life unfolds. Some truths are practical, others are deeply emotional, but all of them help you feel just a little more at peace with who you are and who you're still becoming. In this video, we'll walk through 5 of the most powerful secrets of adulthood. Not to perfect your life, just to live it, honestly, gently, and with more ease. Let's begin. There's a moment in life when you realize you can force yourself to go to the gym, study accounting, or sit through networking events, but you can't force yourself to love those things. This truth feels small, but it changes everything. So many of us try to shape ourselves into people we think we should be. We pick hobbies that look impressive, we chase jobs that sound responsible, we follow trends, routines, and even lifestyles that don't fit us, hoping one day they'll feel natural. But Gretchen Rubin reminds us, liking something isn't a decision, it's an instinct, a pull, a spark. That doesn't mean you give up on discipline or goals, but it does mean you stop fighting your nature. If you love reading but hate running, maybe you build a walking habit with audiobooks. If you dread parties but love deep conversations, maybe you stop forcing social events and start planning coffee with one person at a time. When you stop trying to enjoy what you don't enjoy, you make space to go deeper into what already lights you up. And that's not lazy, that's wise. We live in a world full of shoulds. You should love traveling. You should love brunch. You should want adventure, hustle, group fitness, big weddings, spicy food, loud music, chaotic holidays. But what if you just don't? Gretchen Rubin realized that one of the kindest things you can do for yourself is to stop pretending something is fun when it isn't. You don't owe anyone a fake smile. You don't need to match someone else's energy. The secret of adulthood sets you free. Fun is personal. Maybe your idea of joy is reorganizing your bookshelves or taking a solo train ride to nowhere. Maybe you find peace in silence or get excited by spreadsheets. Whatever it is, own it. You don't have to explain your joy to anyone. You just have to notice it and follow where it leads. Letting yourself enjoy your own kind of fun doesn't mean rejecting others. It means honoring what makes you feel alive. And sometimes, being unapologetically yourself is the most adult thing you can do. It sounds simple. Clean room, clear mind. But it's not about being perfect. It's about creating space that matches the peace you want to feel inside. When your home is full of mess, clutter, or things you don't even like, it quietly adds stress. You might not even notice it, but it wears on you. Rubin noticed that when she cleaned out a drawer, she felt lighter. When she donated clothes she didn't wear, she felt free. Tiny actions, but powerful shifts. And that's the lesson. Outer order isn't about aesthetics. It's about creating a foundation for emotional clarity. Maybe it starts with making your bed, not because it looks good, but because it begins your day with care. Maybe it's clearing your inbox, not for productivity, but for peace. Maybe it's finally getting rid of things that belong to a version of you that no longer exists. When you remove physical noise, emotional clarity follows. You feel more grounded, more focused, more yourself. And it's not about having a perfect space. It's about building a space that feels like peace. There's a kind of pressure that creeps into adulthood. The belief that if something isn't ideal, it isn't worth doing. If you can't do a full workout, skip it. If you can't meal prep perfectly, just order in. If you can't journal every day, don't bother starting. But here's what Gretchen Rubin learned. Good enough is still good. When you aim for perfect, you often end up doing nothing. But when you let yourself show up imperfectly, life becomes more manageable and more real. You don't have to meditate for an hour. 2 minutes of deep breathing counts. You don't need to run 5 miles. A short walk around the block matters. You don't need to have the perfect answer. Asking a thoughtful question is enough. This mindset isn't about lowering standards, it's about building momentum. Because one good step taken today is worth more than the perfect plan you never start. This secret is practical, but life-changing. We often think that willpower is what keeps us going, that if we just try harder, we'll wake up early, eat healthy, save money, stay organized. But Gretchen Rubin noticed something powerful. People don't stick with habits because they're strong. They stick with them because they're easy to do. The real key to consistency isn't motivation, it's convenience. Want to drink more water? Keep a bottle at your desk. Want to read more? Put the book on your pillow. Want to walk daily? Leave your shoes by the door. Make it easy. Make it visible. Make it natural. Instead of relying on force, build a life where your values are the default. Design your environment so that the better choice is the easier one. Because adulthood isn't just about big changes, it's about tiny, sustainable ones that actually stick. Being an adult doesn't mean you always know what you're doing. It means you start listening to yourself more closely. You accept that life is a mix of effort and ease, clarity and confusion, joy and responsibility. The secrets of adulthood aren't shocking. They're quiet truths, things you feel in your bones after a few hard years and a few soft lessons. Things like, you don't have to like what others like. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up with kindness, with honesty, with yourself. Gretchen Rubin doesn't tell us how to be better. She reminds us to notice what already works and do more of it. So wherever you are in your life right now, messy or organized, confident or uncertain, remember this: you're doing more than you think. And growing up doesn't mean losing your light. It means learning how to carry it through the dark. Comment below. What's one quiet truth you've learned as you've grown older? Like this video if it brought you calm. Subscribe for more soft, honest book summaries. Share with someone who's learning to trust themselves too. You're not alone, and you're doing just fine.